Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighbor Tool Bear, back again here in the old den of tools, and today we're talking power, Mango Power. In fact, the Mango Power E, this is the new power station here from Mango. Thanks to them for sending this over for review, because this is, you know what, it's the same and yet different than any of the power stations we've reviewed here before. This thing is an absolute beast. It's getting launched today, so let's take a look at it and see what they got going for them. That's it right there. That's the Mango Power E. And this thing is, I said, it's an absolute beast. Let's talk about some of the features on it. We saw the picture there. The first thing I got to talk about is, why is not every power station company, why aren't they all doing this? You see that extending handle there and the wheels down there? That means this thing rolls easily, because these things even the small ones weigh a ton. And these bigger ones are, geez, they're an absolute boat anchor. And I don't know why every single power station is not doing this kind of form factor. We've saw it before on one other one, and I think honestly it should be built into into gas generators too. But this thing is, as I said, it's so much more, because there is so much power and flexibility in this system here. It starts out as a 3 kilowatt system here, putting out 3.5 kilowatt hours, but it is expandable. You can add two stations together, add battery extensions onto those. There's a ton of power options here. We're going to get into all of those. But the real interesting part is the power inside. It's produced, they're in conjunction, where Mango's working with CATL, Cattle. I don't know how they pronounce it over there, but anyway, they're a big battery company that is known for making EV batteries. That's their big go-to. And they use LFP batteries, or we call them lithium phosphate batteries. Now, these are similar to the lithium ion batteries you see in power tools, but instead of having lithium ion, they're lithium phosphate. They're a little bit bigger than lithium ion batteries, but they get a lot more recharge cycles, where you get 100, maybe 200 out of lithium ion. The LFP is going to get you like 1,000 or 2,000 or more. So when it comes to home charging, power stations, EVs and stuff, that is definitely the way to go. Now, as far as the features on this, you may have seen some of that first picture. We've got we'll start on the right here. It has the 30 amp 110 port. That's your basic, what we call an RV port. We've got that 36-foot Salem RV. I can plug the entire thing into this and just run it. Then we got 4 AC ports. We've got your standard cigarette lighter, aka car power port, a bunch of USB-A. I like that. There's like 6 of them, and they're quick charge ports. On top of that, we got 2 of these USB-C ports, and these are high power 100-watt ports. We got a couple of the barrel adapters. I know there's some people who use them. They're really not that commonly used here in the States. Overseas, I know they get used a lot more. And then, of course, there's the control panel on the front and your power button and stuff like that. Nice big handles up top. Easy to grab and lug, but way easier to pull that handle and just roll this sucker. Then on the other side, on the left side here, we got your inputs. You got grid AC input, you got solar, and then we got the E-Link and E-Port. And we'll talk about those more here in just a minute. In fact, let me show you around this box just a little bit. All right, here we've got it set up outside here, and we're going to do a quick little walk around. You can see the left side, that's the input side. We got the whole front panel here. As I said, this is quite a box with a lot of ports on it and a lot of features all built into it. And, there we see the RV port. And I got to tell you, the display on this thing, though, is top notch. It's not like anything else I've seen. It's good. You see it's bright daylight here. Bright daylight, and you can still see all the images and all the contrast and everything else. Super easy to use. It's all touch screen there. You can turn all the ports on and off. And I said, honestly, we didn't have enough stuff to plug in at the time, but we thought we'd plug in a few items there and just show you it being used and the kind of feature stuff you can do with it. We got a phone being charged. We're going to put the Cobalt charger on there. We'll plug a battery in there. It's going to charge that. Let's put something that'll draw some real juice from it. We're going to turn on the AC ports, and that's the thing. You got to turn on each port for it to be used. You got to tell it to use the DC ports. You got to tell it to turn on the AC ports. That's typical for all of these. Now let's get some real juice going through this here. We got that, of course, the 24-volt charger there, trying to push some juice into that, and we're running a 56-volt e-bike on this plugged in. This is a nice 750-watt motor e-spin bike. This thing that's a beast of an e-bike. All right, and one thing I want to talk about here is charging, because people inevitably ask, but Bear, how long does it take to charge this thing? Because back in the day, let's be honest, back in the day, one of these power boxes, oh my gosh, it could take all day. It could, and sometimes several days to charge these things. And it almost made them unusable. You can charge this thing to 80% in 1 hour. Zero from flat dead to 80% in 1 hour to a full charge, 1.5 hours. And that's just plugged into the wall. Let's talk about some of the charging abilities, okay? So you can plug it into the wall, get your basic charging. You can plug it into an EV station. Now, you do need to get an extra plug for that. There's a special EV plug and stuff. But say you're out camping and you want to get a full charge on this and you stop to pick up some vittles at the Quickie Mart on the corner. If they've got a Tesla charging thing or EV charging port, you just plug into that, and before you know it, boom, you got a full charge on this puppy. Also, solar. Now, most solar panels I've seen are usually around about 100 watts per panel. And you see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 22,000 watts. That's a lot of power from solar that you can pump into this sucker. And yeah, you can even charge it from a generator. Now you're like, well, if I got a generator, why would I want to do this? Well, maybe you want to run your generator during the day and then have that power at night. There's some campgrounds, in fact, the campground one over from us, you can run your generator all day long. They're perfectly fine with it. But at 10 o'clock at night, nope, you're turning that sucker off. Well, guess what? We're out here in the desert. It's still hot in the summer at night. Over 100 degrees at night, at 2 in the morning, over 100 degrees. You want to run your AC at night, trust me. And this will let you do that if you have that kind of combo set up. Now, yes, of course, as I said before, it's got the RV plug, and that's the first thing that anybody with an RV who thinks about camping and stuff, you're going to plug it in. You can take this to a campsite. You can run everything you want off of a campsite. Trust me, you can run your friends' campsites, the elk on the over the corner who have a jamboree, you can run their campsite. You can run all sorts of stuff off this thing. There's a lot of juice in this box. But that said, this is for way more than just camping or running your CPAP on or something like that. Because, yeah, you pump two of these two together, you're running 240 split phase, heavy duty appliances. You get that little E-panel right there. It comes with it when you buy the combo kit. We'll talk about that in just a sec. And now you've got real power off-grid kind of power for your house, or emergency, say, Hurricane Ian kind of power there. All right, this is the kind of thing where if something happens, you can run your whole house. You can run your refrigerator, your heater, your washing machine, your air conditioner, your TV, your Wi-Fi, everything. You're running it all. You're running it all off of these boxes here. Now, they're not cheap. I'm not going to say that they are, but this is what I'm talking about, where you have flexibility. You could be off-grid in the middle of town with this kind of setup here. M-Panel Pro, this is going to let you plug in and do the automatic switchovers and all that kind of stuff, because these will run as a UPS as well. That means they can be set up, plugged into the grid, drawing power from the grid, and the second that grid goes down, your whole house is click, switch over. You might not even notice it. You might even not even see a blip. You might just, have to set up a little beep alarm on there, just let you know, oh, by the way, you're running off of battery power right now. And here's all the configurations that they have. This is a plug-and-play home power system. It's also a power portable system. If you're doing RV life, you're doing van life, that kind of stuff, you can use it for that. But a lot of people ask me like, hey, Bear, I want to set up a home off-grid or backup power system, but I don't want to install, I don't want to do the whole DIY thing, and I don't want to learn about all this, and I don't want to have this whole dedicated install kind of system. What's just something I can buy, I can roll up, and I can plug in? And that's what this is. This is a plug-and-play kind of system. You can plug all your appliances and everything directly into this. Now, I would suggest the better way to do it would be have an electrician put a cutover panel, into your panel, and then plug this directly into that. Now you're running your whole house off of this box. Now here, the base box is running 3,000 watts with 3,500 watt hours. You can add the battery that sits right on top of it that doubles the battery capacity. Now you're looking at 7,000 watt hours, still though at 3,000 watts. If you need more power, you buy a second one. You get the combo kit down below here, you double up, and now you're looking at 14,000 watt hours at 6,000 watts. That's going to power most houses and most things that you might need. That's a lot of juice, okay? Now, let's talk about the price, okay? Because I've talked about how much battery it has. I've shown you around the box. And honestly, we're going to be doing a long-term test on this because this isn't the kind of box where I can throw a air compressor on it, go, look, it's got plenty of power for the stuff you need. This is so far beyond that. And I don't know if I'm really explaining to you just how above and beyond the average power supply or power station that you see on this channel. This is legit a home, like we're going off grid. That's it. You can go off grid. I've talked about going off grid with our home and stuff. At this point, I may do it. I'm getting close to pulling the trigger because with this and a few more solar panels, I'm ready to go. And, that's going to give me a lot more, going to save some bucks. And you know what? It's going to just give me a little bit more peace of mind knowing that I'm producing my own power and that no matter what happens, I don't care what happens with the city or the county or anything else. I got all the juice I need right here. Anyway, $3,099. Call it $3,100. The retail price on this, the MSRP, is going to be $4,000. But right now they are doing pre-orders and stuff like this. And typically, I'm a little hesitant to work with companies that are doing pre-orders. Mango's been around for a while. They've got products out. They've established themselves. And this is not some little fly-by-night startup company. This is somebody who's doing this for real. And if you want to go with the extended battery, you're looking at $5,398 for that. You want the two base ones, you're looking at $6,400. And if you want the whole kit and caboodle, you're looking at $10,000. Just over, we call it 10.6, all right? That's a lot of juice. That is a lot of juice. And as you can see, it comes with the e-panel there, ready to set up and get plugged in. You are still going to need an electrician or something like that, but that is, you could plug with this. You could just hang that on the wall, and you could plug your extension going straight to your furnace, to your washer and dryer. There's some ovens that run on that. If you didn't see like the video I did on electrical outlets, you might want to check that out. You can see how much power each one is going to draw and stuff like that. But this right here, most average houses, this is going to power everything you need there for under $11,000 with the 5-year warranty on that. Now solar, we talked about solar. They do have solar panels. They've got some nice solar panels. Now you can get 4 solar panels, and you see each one of these solar panels is a grid into it in and of itself here. You're looking at 4 times charging there for $1,200. You're saving $600, and they got look at that, 8 panels. 8 panels. That's it right there. That plus the other one, you're looking at, what was that, 10 grand, 10.5 plus this, you're at 12. Yeah, so you figure out the math and what you want to spend there, but that's going to do it. You're going to be off the grid complete with that. That is a big panel kind of system there. Here's the thing though, this is not the kind of thing you're going to mount on your roof. This is a portable power solution kind of thing. Maybe you're doing RV life or something, or maybe you just want to have something like, hey, I can set it up outside for when I need it. I can take it in when I don't. It does have the grommet holes on the side, so you can like put up pins to mount it and hang it off of if you want to do that kind of setup. And of course, there's the 2-panel system and there's the 4-panel system. That's a lot of juice. As I said, that's a lot of juice. Now, one thing I was not able to test with my system here is the Mango Power app. I got an early unit and it wasn't fully, they're going to have an update. I got to download it off of USB because that's one thing, you can update this via USB and update the firmware. Mine was not ready to go. They said don't run the app with it. Maybe it'll be ready to go here shortly. I'm not sure. But anyway, they do have the app coming out, and it's going to be available at launch. Just I couldn't demo it for you. And of course, I mentioned it before, and I want to talk about it again, 5-year warranty on this. Now, here's the question. Is it really worth the money? I can't say right now. I can't say this is what you need. I can't say that this is a hardcore recommended buy because, as I said, it's a new product. We just got it, and it's the kind of thing that needs to be tested for 6 months, needs to be tested for a year, and see how it goes. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. So stay tuned. If it is something you've been looking for, I will put a link down below. You can jump on it if you want to save the money. I mean, that's kind of the thing with this kind of situation is if you're early adopter, you take the risks, but you get the rewards, and you're going to be saving yourself almost $900 if you do that. If you want to wait, hey, maybe that's your game plan or something. I got to tell you, the build quality just from looking at this has been astounding. That panel alone, the LCD panel, the display panel, is the nicest one I've seen yet, and I've seen some really high-end stuff here, and just everything about this just talks about somebody who listened, they had their original products, they listened to consumers, they listened to what they said they wanted in this. Just the wheels and the handle alone made my day, especially on something this big. I'm excited about this. I'm excited for having the power solution at my home because I'll tell you what, we have a gas power. We have a big 9,000 watt gas power generator. It's a super quiet inverter generator. It's fantastic. You know what's quieter than that? This. And using this as UPS kind of thing for instant switchover. I've got the generator, which if things go longer than this, I can kick over to the generator. But if it's just a short time power outage, kind of thing, I don't even need to throw the solar panels out. This will handle it. So anyway, let me know what you think about this kind of thing. What kind of power testing would you like to see the Bear do in the future on the boxes like this? And any other question or anything, put it down in the comments below. I try to read everything. Anyway, thanks again for Mango Power E for sending this over for review. And again, we're going to have more follow-up with this. So make sure you've hit the old like button, chomp the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. You all take care, and always say it with me, shine on.